Hey guys, I'm back again and I'm here to do a book haul. So this will be my first book haul of 2024 and I have quite a lot of books here. So let's just get started and let's try to see if we can get this, to be not too long. Okay, so the first book I'm going to talk about is this one right here. This is called There Are No Names for Red, Poetry and Paintings by Chris Abani and Percival Everett. Now, I don't know if you guys know Chris Abani and his writing, but Chris Abani is a fantastic writer. We just read in the Read So Lit book club, let's see, The Secret History of Las Vegas. I can see the book over here, which was very, very interesting. And I have read one other book by him that was more of a short, like a novella, and it was very good as well. I have read also Percival Everett's writing, but in this joint effort, Chris Abani is writing the poetry and Percival Everett is doing the painting. Let me tell you, I was like blown away. I thought the painting, the combination of the painting and the poetry is stellar. Very, very interesting combination. I feel like if these two art forms were separated, we would probably get different things out of the painting or different things out of the poetry. But because they are linked, so interesting. Very, very beautiful short little compilation of poetry and art. I highly recommend it for people who really like, this kind of collaboration, but also who like poetry that has a lot of modern overtones and things like that. I think you will like this one. Okay, the next book I have on the list is Remember, Remember, and this is by Elle McRae. Okay, I think here is a picture of Elle McRae. She has parents of Welsh Caribbean descent and Scottish descent. So this was her debut novel. Let me read a little bit what it's about. It says, 1770, Delphine lives in the shadows of London. A secret, vibrant world of smugglers, courtesans, and small rebellions. 4 years ago, she escaped enslavement at great personal cost. Now she must help her brother Vincent to do the same. While Britain's highest court fails to administer justice for Vincent, little rebellions are no longer enough. What's needed is a big, explosive plot, one that will strike at the heart of the transatlantic slave trade. Can one woman, one fuse, and one match bring down an empire? So yeah, this is one that I feel like is going to be very, very interesting. Reading something with the 18th century as the setting is just, I'm all in. Love it. Okay, the next book I have on my list is this one right here, which is Dominoes. It's by Phoebe McIntosh. Phoebe McIntosh is a actor and playwright from London. I think her first play that was very famous was called The Tea Diaries. So here she is right here. It's another Read So Lit book. So it says, when Layla and Andy first meet, they can't believe they have the same surname. It feels like fate, almost too romantic to be true. But Sarah, Layla's best friend, has her doubts about Andy. As the pair fall deeper and deeper in love, Sarah becomes more and more vocal about Layla's settling down with a white boy. And then, only a few weeks before their wedding, Layla makes a devastating discovery about their shared name. Okay, so I think you can kind of guess what's going on there. But this one, it just sounds like it would be really good. Sounds like it would be a good novel for book club discussions. Okay, the next one is called The Center. Check out that cool cover. Oh, love it. By Ayesha Manazir Siddiqui. And she is an author and playwright as well. And she's originally from Karachi and lives in London. And so here she is right here. Okay, now what's this one about? So it says, Anisa Alahi spends her days writing subtitles for Bollywood films in her London flat, all the while longing to be a translator of great works of literature. Her boyfriend Adam's extraordinary aptitude for languages only makes her feel worse. But when Adam learns to speak Urdu practically overnight, Anisa forces him to reveal his secret. Adam tells Anisa about the Center, an elite invite-only program that guarantees total fluency in any language in just 10 days. Skeptical, but intrigued, Anisa enrolls. Stripped of her belongings and contact with the outside world, she undergoes the center's strange and rigorous processes. But as she enmeshes herself further within the organization, seduced by all that it's made possible, she soon realizes the disturbing hidden cost of its services. I have a feeling this one's going to be good. Right, next, we have on the list One Blood by Deneen Milner. Now, this is definitely a hashtag Read So Lit book, but this is also the Read So Lit read-along book for our summer read in July that I do with Michael and Tatiana. So if you're interested in joining us for the July Read So Lit summer read, this is the book you need to pick up, One Blood by Deneen Milner. Okay, now here's a picture of Deneen Milner. I think you can kind of see her there. Deneen Milner. Now, Deneen Milner, let's see. She is a best-selling author of Around the Way Girl, and she also did a picture book called Early Sunday Morning. So, yeah. So that's Deneen Milner. Now, what is this book about? All right, so it says, raised by her beloved grandmother in tension-filled post-segregation Virginia, Grace is barely a teenager when she loses her mama. Shell-shocked, she is shipped up north to live with her formidably ambitious Aunt Hattie, a woman who firmly left behind her undesirable Southern roots in pursuit of upward mobility. Thrust into the world of the Black and socially ambitious, Grace finds herself trapped in a society of stifling respectability, fancy teas, and coveted debutante balls. Feeling like a fish out of water, Grace's only place of sweet comfort is with Dale, the smart, handsome son of one of the society's granddames. However, when Dale gets caught up in a racial police killing, he is promptly shipped off to college, and Grace, newly pregnant, is left alone. Then, in the ultimate act of betrayal, Grace is deceived by her Aunt Hattie, and her brand new baby girl is given up for adoption. All right, so that's One Blood. So grab your copy, get ready for the July Read So Lit read along. Okay, another Read So Lit book is Hours by Philip Williams. This is Philip Williams right here, and this is his debut novel, Hours. So it says, in the mid-1800s, a fearsome and powerful conjure woman named Saint annihilates plantations in the South to rescue the enslaved. She brings those she has freed to a haven of her own creation, a town magically concealed from outsiders named Hours. Okay, so this should be really, really good. It's quite the chunker. It's coming in something like 570 something pages, 73 pages. But I feel like this is going to be really, really good. Fantastic cover, though. Really, really beautiful cover. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Okay, the next book I have on my list is Percival Everett's James. You guys have seen this one all over the place. It's all over, newspaper, the magazines, the Bookstagram, the BookTube, all the blogs. Everyone is talking about James by Percival Everett, which is his newest book. And this is a type of retelling of the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. So This is the beautiful UK edition. I absolutely love, love, love it. I think it's just done so, so well. So this came a little bit later than I expected. So I did reread Huckleberry Finn so that I could do a comparison. That will be coming once I can get to this book. The next book I have on my list is Let Me Liberate You by Andy Davis. Okay, now Andy Davis, this is a debut writer, I think, and she contacted me to ask me if I would read and review her book. She grew up in Barbados. She was born in Montserrat and grew up in Barbados. So I was saving this one for June, and this book is going to be on sale July 9th. This is an ARC that I was provided. Now it says, dark, lanky, and bald, New York-raised photographer Sabre Cumberbatch can't tell if she's highly talented or just highly Instagrammable. Up to here with her art critics and their gaseous praise. Sabre returns to Barbados, her childhood island, home to water her roots. She needs to quell self-doubt by doing something, anything profoundly important. Welcoming her with bejeweled open arms is her Aunt Aggie, a fearsome high society attorney eager to show off her famous American niece. When Sabre witnesses Aggie unleash her wrath on the household staff over a minor mistake, Sabre finds her cause. During an interview for a puff piece about art, Sabre goes off script and takes a righteous stand against the tyranny of the ruling class, starting with Aggie. So I'm hoping this has the vibes of Barbados, the Caribbean, because I want to read this one next month. All right. Next, we have Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. Okay, now, I did read this one right here. A Woman is No Man, her debut novel. Here, she is right here, Etaf Rum. She is a Palestinian writer. Excellent writer, excellent storyteller. I'm really excited about this one. So it says, raised in a conservative Palestinian family in Brooklyn, Yara thought she would finally feel free when she married a charming entrepreneur. Now she has a good job at the local college and balances that with raising her two daughters and taking care of their home. Yara knows that her life is more rewarding than her mother's, so why doesn't it feel like enough? After Yara responds to a colleague's racist provocation, she is put on probation at work and must attend mandatory counseling. Her mother blames a family curse for Yara's troubles, and while Yara doesn't believe in superstitions, she still finds herself growing increasingly uneasy about falling victim to the same mistakes as her mother. Love it. I know this is going to be really good, and I have a feeling this would be another good book for a book club. All right, the next book I have is Pet by Catherine Chigi. Love this cover. It's fantastic. This is the Europa edition. Fantastic. All right, let's see. This one, it says, like every other girl in her class, 12-year-old Justine is drawn to her glamorous, charismatic new teacher and longs to be her pet. However, when a thief begins to target the school, Justine's sense that something isn't quite right grows ever stronger. With each twist of the plot, this gripping story of deception and the corrosive power of guilt takes a yet darker turn. Young as she is, Justine must decide where her loyalties lie. So this one is set in 1984 and 2014 in New Zealand. So this should be interesting because I don't think I've read anything set in New Zealand in quite a long time. Next book is this one, Holler Child, with short story collection by LaToya Watkins. This is a Read So Lit pick as well. Now, I actually picked this one up because a lot of people, gave it huge praise for this short story collection. And I'm not really that great with short story collections, but because of quite a few people said it was really, really good, that's why I picked it up. So it says, an extraordinary and unforgettable short story collection about community, home, betrayal, and forgiveness from a writer whose spellbinding, buoyant storytelling will break your heart as it tends to the wounds. Okay, so this is going to be intense, but I have high hopes for it. All right, next I have River East, River West by Aubrey Lescour. I think you've heard about this one. It takes place in China, and here she is, the writer, Aubrey Lescour. She's of French and Chinese heritage. Okay? Now, let's go over here where it says, Shanghai 2007, feeling betrayed by her American mother's engagement to their rich landlord Lu Fang, 14-year-old Alva begins plotting her way out. But the American school in Shanghai, a potential ticket to study abroad, turns out to be both more exclusive and seedier than she imagined. Okay, so we're going to see what Aubrey Lescour brings. But this sounds like it's going to be a very interesting story about being expat and then becoming a permanent resident, of the place. So I'm excited about that. This was shortlisted for the Women's Prize. So hopefully I will get to read it before the Women's Prize announcement is announced. I think it's being announced in June. So I got to get on it. And the next book I have is this one right here, Brotherless Night. This is by Vivi Ganashananthan. And this is also a Women's Prize shortlisted book. And let's see, it's this one, the author is from Sri Lanka. She is the author of another book called Love Marriage, Sri Lankan. So we're going to see how this goes. 16-year-old Sashi wants to become a doctor, but over the next decade, while a vicious civil war tears through her hometown of Jaffna, her dream spins off course as she sees those around her, including her 4 beloved brothers and their friend, get swept up in violent political ideologies and their consequences. Desperate to act, she must ask herself, is it possible to move through life without doing harm? So yeah, this is another one I'm going to have to get on very quickly before the Women's Prize winner is announced. And then the last 3 books I picked up are these 3 short French novels, 2 by Guy de Maupassant and 1 by Émile Zola. This is like a short little love story. This one is about the Prussian War and the bourgeoisie. This one is about a sex worker. And this one is about a love story. So yeah, so these are great fillers when you want to read something, but you don't want it to be too long. I was really happy to be able to pick up these really short novels because they really do come in, at a really, a few this one's only like 72 pages. So this is perfect when you want just a little bite-sized something, and classic to read. So that is it. Those are the books. Let me know what you think. If you've read any of these, if you want to read any of these, if you disliked any of these, if you loved any of these, let me know. Just be careful, no spoilers. And I will be back with another video very soon. Bye-bye.